All right, let's dive into this recap.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was going to try to circle back to something else. Nope.
No. Just Monica and Joey.
To avoid this recap at all costs. I don't want to talk about these men. They suck.
I know. I just know we're going to be like, in 2 seconds, we're going to be like up to here. Energy levels,
Exactly.
like pissed.
I don't want to go there, guys.
Trying to keep the peace, yo. All right, start with Monica and Joey.
Okay. Yeah, easy. Yeah.
So her sister, her arch nemesis, is a professional photographer. So she gifts them a little photo shoot, which is very nice. Very cute. The photos also looked great. But yeah, Monica says she's spoken to her sister several times and wants to make it clear that she needs to figure this out with Joey. So she brings it up in front of Joey after the photo shoot. Her sister is not giving him a fair shake and being very quick to judge. And she apologizes. And she admits he did nothing wrong. For her, it's just, which I can understand. She's like, it's just weird having your sister come home with a complete stranger and they're all in love. And you seem nice, but I don't fucking know who you are from a can of paint.
Yeah.
So she's very defensive in that. Joey asks for like feedback. And she's just like, your energy levels are so different. Like he's a lot of energy and she says a napper. We love to nap.
We're nappers? That's not a real reason. First of all, you bitches got up there and said, it's fam jam time. That sounded very energetic to me.
It definitely did.
So I don't know what she's talking about. I think she got that from something that her sister said. I don't think that's even real.
Yeah. Still just trying to pick all the way to the end. Still trying to pick. But she did admit in her confessional that she's like, I do a lot of photo shoots like this, and you can tell the couples who are really in love. And she's like, I really do see it with Joey and Monica, and she gives them her blessing. So,
yeah,
we'll see. Sara and Judas.
Oh man.
So they're at a coffee shop, still talking about the girl from TikTok, this crazy girl that he keeps saying.
Yes, who she resurfaced. I looked at her TikTok. It was very generic.
It was.
It was. Yeah, it wasn't.
Why is she crying though?
Stories.
She could be just a crazy girl, but like,
I mean, she could be, but she feels a way. She feels a way that this guy's dating other people. She probably feels a way about the men in Minnesota. And then there's also other weird stuff about him out, right? Like those YouTube business cards.
Oh wait, what?
You didn't hear about those?
No, for Judas?
Yeah.
What was that?
Storytime with Ricky reported on a little bit of it, but he brings out these cards to bars and hands them out to people and says, subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Gross.
That's not how you don't need to do guerrilla marketing for your YouTube channel.
With business cards? My guy.
Man's went on Vistaprint, okay? And got YouTube business cards.
Oh, that's so
he's just like
sad.
Whack. He's annoying.
Whack.
Who knows what he was saying? He was lecturing his atheist friend in the car when she was drunk about going to church. Who knows what he was like,
That's true. God. And so, anyways, we finally meet Sarah's sister and her sister's partner. Sara gave herself the ill setup.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
By thinking this meeting was going to go well.
Oh, yeah, she did think it was going to go great because he's committed to learning and listening.
So she's all smiley and bubbly and just like, everything's perfect. We're so aligned and this, that, and the third. So, of course, they discuss faith. And Sara admits that she has kept Catholicism at an arm's length for some time now. But she says she had this whole moment in the pods with Judas where he said something like accepting equality should not get in the way of your relationship with God.
That sentence doesn't make any sense.
What does that even mean? Whatever God you serve, Judas, it ain't the same God as mine.
He's so complicated.
Very, very.
Why does he have such complicated rules and regulations? I don't understand them.
I don't understand that
They're
either.
complicated and vague at the same time. Oh, Judas.
Oh, my God. So Sara goes on preaching. She's on a preaching rampage about how he accepts equality and, blah, blah, blah. Literally blah, blah, blah. Like she's just saying words. All the while, you see her sister's wheels in her head are turning.
Oh, yeah. The sister was silently like, fuck.
Yes.
My sister wants to marry a Republican.
Because she's trying, literally. Because she's trying too hard to sell it and too hard to convince them that he's not this like complete homophobe to her gay sister.
Yeah. And not using any vocabulary that's necessary. He's not saying he is fine with the gay community. She never said that.
No. So the sister brings up church and how, you know, he goes to church every Sunday, it seems. Like, what's that? You don't go to church at all, bitch. What you, like? And she's like, oh, well, I'm open to it. Like,
exposing her lies.
Yeah.
Because Sarah's got a boatload of lies, too.
Yeah. And also, it's like, be fucking for real, sis. You're not going to church at all right now.
Yeah.
He goes every Sunday. That means he's embedded in the church. What do you mean? You're open to it. This guy lives fundamentally very different from you.
Yeah, and I guess because it's one thing if you don't go to church every weekend because you don't want to go somewhere on Sunday. It's another thing to not go to church every weekend because you are figuring out the fundamentals and moral structure of your life.
Yeah.
That's different. And that's what Sarah's doing.
That's what she's
and that's
doing.
why it's disturbing.
Yeah. So I love the partner because she pauses them. She was like, okay, this word acceptance, this is driving me nuts. She was like, you keep throwing around acceptance. And when churches say, we accept everyone, it's like, why does that even need to be stated?
Right. You should just accept everyone.
Yeah. And as she said, it makes me feel like I'm a problem that needs to be accepted. When I know God made people in his image. And so no shit, he accepts me. I don't need you to tell me that. I just love her. Like, we needed this energy. As soon as she piped up, I was like, yes, keep going. Keep the same energy. I know. Because she was staying quiet the whole time. And then she was like, I can't take it. This word, acceptance, we're not doing this.
And it's not, your acceptance doesn't matter to me. Is basically
doesn't matter
what
at
she was
all.
saying.
Yeah. Oh my God. So Sara, you know, she shares how they've had all these controversial conversations. And then Judas pipes up, yeah, well, you know, we're both fiscally conservative, but socially liberal.
Okay. Guys, when people say this statement, my next question is always, how much money do you have? What are you talking about? If you live in an apartment, and you say this, you're just racist. That's just it. You just don't want people on welfare to have any money. You just want people on food stamps to get drug tested. You don't want kids to have free lunch at school. That's what you think. This fiscally conservative is only for people with so much money that I know you don't have. You wouldn't be on fucking Love is Blind, my guy.
I hate this term because it's a Republican-made term. It's a way for Republicans to appease their vote for frankly stripping rights from certain groups of people.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you know, socially, I do think everyone should have rights, but I voted for Trump because, you know, we got to do something about this government spending.
We got it with this taxes. We just can't. I can't have it. I got my taxes are looking. Your taxes look the same.
They look the same. Just say you care more about your pockets than my life. Just say that.
And you don't really know what's going on
because all you think about is money. All you worship is your money. And where's your money going to do better? Under which administration? Don't tell me you do care about my rights, but oh God, that's the economy. We got to be conservative with this government spending. Fuck you. You worship money. That is what you worship. Money trumps all. I don't care about your socially liberal ways. You can suck it. You don't care about them. You don't. Because you're going to vote with your money. Period.
Right. And it's not even your money that you currently have. It's the money you think you're going to get.
Under this new regime.
Under this administration, which you're not going to get. That's what I don't understand. Don't you all realize that that's money that's not for you?
Unless, as you said, you're rich as fuck. Then your money does do very well.
Then that's different. If you own many property, if you Nancy out here, remember Nancy had all the 8 Airbnbs or some crazy shit? If you out here like that, then I understand. Right? Then I get it. Fine. Then I get that statement and then it would fit for you. If you in an apartment with a regular 9-to-5 handing out business cards for your YouTube channel,
Judas.
Oh my
I hate that term, and it's
yeah.
used so much now.
Yeah, yeah.
And you only reveal yourself to be Republican. Like
exactly. Yep.
I'm fiscally conservative, socially liberal. You don't care about the social part of it. That whole statement, that second half of the statement is null and void.
Yeah.
The minute you said you're socially conservative or fiscally conservative, we know exactly where you align, and you're going to vote for wherever you think your money's going to do well. And generally, under the Republicans, you think it's going to do well over there.
You think it's going to do well. Or you think it's safe, maybe? You think
safer
it's
over there. Because the Democrats care too much about identity politics and spending money for social programs. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate it. I hate it.
So does Sarah's partner sister.
She repeated it right back. So, Sarah, you consider yourself fiscally conservative and socially liberal? Is that what I just heard? Because this is news to her. She's never heard Sarah say this a day in her life. Ever. So that's when the partner, she breaks it on down. She was like, listen, women experience this world and this country different than how you experience this world in this country. And how you vote is going to matter. There are people, Sarah, who are fiscally conservative and socially liberal who probably vote very different than you. And that's going to impact your rights.
Yeah.
And she just said it plain as day. Oh my God. She was also pushing them. She was like imploring them, like, you guys need to have deeper conversations about these things, because you are glossing over. You're talking about world lines. We're both fiscally conservative. So, Sarah, you just decided that today when you met this dude that you're fiscally. What does that even mean? Figure out what that means to him. So I'm probably sure it means he's going to strip my rights and your sister's rights.
Yes, and yours.
And yours.
Yours are up for debate. They were last year. They were the year before.
They're already gone, girl.
They are already gone. So.
So he dips to go get some drinks. And this partner's like, I'm struggling. She's like rocking back and forth. She's like, I'm struggling.
Dying. Because this is not the girl they know.
No. But she's trying so hard to sell it. She's happy and in love. And you don't want to be the one to be like the Debbie down. You know, when you see your sister happy and in love and the energy you bring is just hater energy. Like, you don't want to be that person either. But the partner, she hates Judas because low-key, he fucking hates her too. And she's like, he's trying to pretend like he doesn't. And you also, Sarah, are trying to pitch like he doesn't and trying to Jedi mind trick yourself out of believing that he fucking hates me.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm struggling with this. Yeah, Sarah's trying to, where they're really struggling is Sarah is like his new spokesperson for his bullshit.
That's
where
also,
this front that he's putting on, that he's social, I might be religious and a little traditional in senses, but I am socially liberal. I think gay people are great. Like, this is his like talking points that now Sarah is trying to preach when they all know behind the curtain at the voting polls, he voted to devalue your life. Yeah. He voted to devalue my life, the life of your gay sister. Like, we know what time it is. And she's trying to like make it very clear to Sarah, who is like suddenly now picking up his same picket sign. Is like, he is socially liberal. Like,
because they know she's going to float right in that 54%. There she goes. There she goes.
There she goes. Yeah.
There she goes. Because it's going to be now their money. It's not just his money anymore when they get married. Yeah. And so then he's going to say, well, you don't want our money to be safe? You don't want the police to not be here? How would you feel if they defunded the police? There's going to be no one here to call. What if I'm away for a boys' weekend where he's definitely fucking somebody else? What if I'm away on mission? You know, you need a gun in the house, Sarah. If I'm away on mission.
Here we go. Yeah.
You know?
And she just sitting there like, she
has
no brain cells of her own, no opinions of her own.
None.
Oh, God. And to all the Republicans or Trump supporters who are listening to this right now, I beg you, please turn this off.
Please.
Go about your business. I'm so tired of y'all appearing in our reviews. Yes, get out of here. Flooding our every single time we have any little political chatter, we get a new review from one or two of y'all calling us racist and intolerant. I am intolerant. Get the fuck out.
Sure am. Just like you are.
Just like you are. You hate me. Guess what? I hate you too. Please. I hate it. Every time we talk politics, even a little bit, somebody appears. Get the fuck out of here. It's not a space for you.
How did you get here?
How'd you get here? Keep it moving. Keep pushing. Please.
Are we that funny?
And those who love us, go leave a review to drown this
please leave
dumbass out, because I can't.
I know we haven't pushed for the reviews lately, but guys, can you please leave a review because the racists are on?
They're
so
on board.
much.
Yeah. Somehow they found our podcast and now they're gonna like be all mad in the reviews. Anyways. This is why we dragged our feet into this.
I wanted to keep talking about Summer House. I was like, Drag Race?
So bad. Yeah. Oh, my blood pressure's all high. God. All hot. And we got more to come with Devin, so it's only going to keep going.
Okay, it's actually going to get worse. So
it's going to get worse. Lord. So yeah, her sister's partner is like, I don't know if I can buy into this. And Sarah's like pleading with them. I just hope I can have your blessing.
Why?
Her sister was like, so what do you mean by blessing?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Blessing per se. What does that mean? Like, and she just keeps pushing. We're so aligned. And the last thing the sister's partner says is, finding someone who's your same is not the same as finding your compliment. Because Sarah is so stuck on that. We're so similar. We're so aligned on so many things. That's different than finding somebody who's a good match and a good compliment for who you are.
And aligned on what?
Aligned on what? You both like to hike?
You both like air fryers? Yeah.
Is that it?
Like, yeah, hiking, air fryers, posing in the mirror. I don't, because these are fundamentals that they're talking about.
Fundamentals. How he values human life.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you?
Oof.
So yeah, that went very poorly.
Terribly.
Devin and Virginia. So first we meet Virginia's mom. Lovely. Loved her.
She was very aware of the camera. She was very glamorous. I appreciated that. Virginia and the mom.
Yes, they come correct. But she had great questions. She had a lot of questions. She was being very discerning as a mother, trying to figure out who this man is. Devin talks a good talk, and he sounds very good. You know, he's faith-based.
Yeah, he's a youth pastor, whatever.
Youth pastor. She's a teacher, so they bonded on that. His parents have been married 34 years. Sister's been married for a million years. Grandparents forever. Like, he just has great examples of commitment and love. Like, so obviously it went well, and the mom gave her blessing. Now, later at home, they recap the meeting with the mom, and they're just laying in bed, just being like, yeah, it seems like we've talked through everything, right? There's nothing else to talk about. I'm not holding anything back. Are you holding anything back? No, I'm not holding anything back. Then eventually we get to politics.
Yeah, she pushes it. She talks more about politics.
To me, it felt like they hadn't talked about it before. Because some of the questions was like, so how do you vote? How does your family vote? This never came up before?
I know. Yeah.
It was giving first time.
I know. Yeah, how does your family vote is an interesting one. But I feel like he glossed over a lot of it. They're very good at the glossing over, the reframing the question, they putting it back on you, and then agreeing.
So she brings up politics. He says, I'm not super into politics.
Lie number one. Jared, can we get a lie counter for the people? We have lie number one. I'm not super big into politics. You raise the youth. What do you mean you're not super big into politics? That is the first sign this nigga is lying.
Yeah.
And this is just a lie that they say. I'm not into politics. I didn't vote. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I have a friend who who dated both in the DC and Chicago Midwestern area for quite a long time.
Okay.
She says that this moderate viewpoint is extremely popular among Republicans who want progressive women or who want to widen their pool from just conservative women.
Okay. So they then become, instead of considering themselves Republicans because they don't want to scare off the liberal women, they move a little bit more into the middle.
To moderate, to the middle. And they say things like they don't have an opinion at all.
That's so scary.
Isn't that scary?
I'm not dating them motherfuckers either.
Oh,
I was on them apps. Liberal or very liberal. That's what you get those two little. That was it. Liberal or very liberal. I was not playing with no moderates because that to me, you might as well just be over there. What do you mean you're in the middle? You don't know. Fuck out of here. There's a right and a wrong, and I'm over here on the right side. So
you do know
here in the middle.
Someone commented on our Instagram, and they said, I lived in Minneapolis. We should ask our friend too, who lives in Minneapolis. I lived in Minneapolis. He has an opinion. He doesn't want to say it about Judas.
I saw a lot of people. My brother said that too.
Yeah.
There's no way he didn't vote. He voted. He just doesn't want to say it out loud.
He doesn't want to say it.
He can pick up who she is and where she aligns, and he doesn't want to alienate her by saying he's a Trump supporter. You know?
My other question for both Judas and Devin, why didn't you find somebody at church?
Great question.
Do you know how much the pounding down my throat of to be a Proverbs 31 woman, to find a godly man to lead your house? Do you know the kind of goonery and foolishness the men at my church were doing? With all of us?
With all the girls, who are hungry for them, a God-fearing man.
To lock them out, to lock them down. Girl, what do you mean you can't find no woman at church? That's weird.
That is bizarre. Yeah, what is up with that?
I know what's up with it. We'll get to it. So that's lie number one. I'm not big into politics.
Not into politics. Same thing. I don't have a strong stance, which immediately even see
lie number two.
He's a Republican. We can see it immediately. Yep. So she says, I usually vote Democrat, and I believe it's very important to vote. He asks her, again, a lot of questions. He was trying to keep attention over there.
Yep.
He asked her if she votes aligns with her faith, which is a Republican-ass question.
A Republican question. Yeah. Why would you vote align with your faith?
She says, I am faith-based, and she's like, I believe in abortion rights. I believe in gay rights. For me, that is voting with my faith. I'm voting for humanity.
Answer. Yes, love that. It's such a good answer.
Yeah, but she's like, we're conservatives say the same, that they're also voting with their faith, but we vote differently, obviously. So that even that question is just stupid, really. So he is very quiet, particularly when she brings up the abortion rights, right? And then he goes, well, I go back and forth. I feel like women can do whatever they want with their body. But don't you think the man should have a right to say, shouldn't he be able to say his opinion?
Do you know what's so interesting about this? I can't even count how many women I know who've had abortions, right? I know so many, right?
Yes.
And I wonder how many men know that about any partner that they've had. And then also the opinions of those men and how dumb that decision would have been if that man was involved.
Right.
Because every woman I know who's gotten an abortion is better off.
Better off. Truly. And part of it is not even just better off not raising this child, but better off that she's not stuck with the man that she was about to have that child with. Oh my God. So then he says again, or asks again, if we voted, if he knows the answer already, but if we voted differently, what would that mean to you? Which is translation. We do vote differently. You're a Democrat. I'm Republican. Virginia claims, she said it would be okay, but we would need to talk about it more, particularly for our on very opposite ends.
Yeah.
You should probably know that.
Yeah.
Which in my head, I'm like, Virginia.
You are, girl. He's trying to hide it.
Yeah. And I think you're picking up on it. And also, sounds like y'all should have talked about this eons ago.
Way before.
Now we're 2 days from the wedding. You're now trying to figure out if he's on opposite ends or why don't we know this? But I think she made assumptions because she's black and you think, oh, he black. There's no way.
Maybe.
You're also in the Midwest and he is very Christian. So there is a way.
And he got a white mama.
That too.
And he's faith-based and all the rest of this. Yeah,
very
I feel
much
there's games that these men play that he could have swindled her into thinking that it was fine. If he just said, I vote with my faith and I think that, everybody should have equal rights in the pods, then she probably assumed. She did make assumptions. I'm not going to sit here and deny that she made assumptions because she did. But I think it's bigger than just, we never talked about it. I think they did talk about it. He lied. Just like Judas lied and said, I didn't vote. I don't have an opinion. He lied.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, God. So she's picking up what's happening here. So she's like, so what about your family?
Yep.
And he says, well, they typically are conservative because of their religion. So almost kind of distancing himself from them. And she's like, well, my family does not. And then she almost jokes. She's like, well, I'm black. Not too many black Republicans. And he goes, well, my dad is.
My dad's black.
Awkward.
Very. I know. She was trying to drop a little something, and he was not picking it. He was like, he doesn't feel very confident. Oh, boy.
Not at all.
That's already weird.
Oh, Lord. But it is really strange. Like, so you see, we don't know what Virginia's going to do. Sarah,
who knows?
Like, they're the one in turmoil there, like trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do? But both Judas and Devin seem to be chilling, knowing full and well that their soon-to-be wife or whatever is on an opposite end from them.
Here's why I'll say this. I think that a lot of these conservative men have this idea of masculinity that they want to fit into, and they can't fit the bill. They cannot fund a woman who's going to stay at home and not do anything. And they also don't really want a woman who wants to stay at home and not do anything because they want smart kids.
They want that check. And they want that check,
and
that second income.
They need that 50-50.
They need it.
So a lot of them play into this moderate, I don't really know, it doesn't affect me, that side of being a man in order to get a partner and to get the GFE to have a wife, to have a partner, and swindle them into this conservative life. And it's really because they can't afford it. A lot of it is because that ain't easy. Running one house on just you, and you a youth counselor, basketball coach.
Please, he needs this doctor to elevate him right now. He absolutely needs. His whole life is being elevated with Lincoln, with Dr. Virginia.
With Dr. Virginia,
let's be clear,
which he knows. So he's messing around with her.
That's crazy. I never thought about the whole Republican men kind of like moderating themselves now.
Oh, yeah.
As a way to open up their pool.
Because they can't find a conservative girl. That's always what confuses me, too. And you know what? Conservative girls also, shout out to Suzanne Lambert, don't really look that great. So, like, the girls who could beat a face is probably going to be over there on the Democratic side. So. The girls who are like doing Pilates and like, you know what I mean? Like doing the modern shit, watching their cortisol. You know what I mean? Those girls, they're fashionable. They show up. They look great on your arm and they bring in a check. You can't get that with being a full-blown conservative. You have to lie.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
They want two lifestyles. They want a Hannah Montana out here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn. So there's Devin. That's Devin.
That's Devin.
That's Devin.
That's who we have. I think this is really fascinating.
Really, really, truly.
When you were, I just have one more quick question. I know we're beating this, but when you were out dating and you were like considering, okay, this is going to get serious, didn't you just ask them like straight up, how do you feel about my gay friend? Like, don't you just like...
You already know me, girl. I got questions on questions on questions, and I'm not wasting my time.
Right.
I honestly never got to a very serious place until Nate.
Right.
They never really made it very far.
Not the cut.
And Nate, I've told this story when he came to my apartment. This is probably like our 4th or 5th date. And before then, we had already talked all the topics. We talked race, we talked politics, we talked religion, we talked, but we kind of skimmed them. I kind of just like checked off the box. Okay, he's not Republican. Check off the box. Okay, he's not like crazy religious. Okay, check off the box. He's not full on racist. But that date when he came to my apartment, I had a list of questions because what I'm not going to do is get my heart entangled up with a soon to be discovered Republican. And I didn't know because I swindled my fucking self. Hell no.
Right.
Absolutely not. And that's how you see, that's what we always come back to. What do they talk about in the pods?
Yeah.
Same on The Bachelor. What are y'all talking about in the fantasy suite?
I know.
How are you, what questions, what discernment, what is important to you? Like, how are we getting this far? You don't know. that he votes completely opposite to you?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it gets that far, but I have too many people in my life who are too important to me who would lose their livelihood, who would lose their right to get married, who would lose, like, I have too many people in my life who I was like, oh, I'll just ask later. No, I have to ask right now.
I need to know today. Yeah. I think another way I saw it too is like my family, we're blackity black, we're immigrant, we're proud Jamaican, we sitting around the dinner table, we're talking politics, we're talking social issues, I need to know that you're gonna be comfortable in that space. And if already you're clamming up and you can't do it, you're not off rip, you're not gonna be a fit for my family. So I think I was thinking about it from that perspective too, which is similar. Like you're thinking about the people you love.
Yes,
this person
exactly.
Will gel,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times in these shows, because they're also so sequestered off in these shows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we said this in a Sex and the City episode. The sequester, if it's good or bad, or like what happens.
Right. Yeah. Yes. And they're just off in their bubble with their person. And they forget that I'm out of this fairy tale bubble and I got to bring this person back to my real life. And so, maybe I should consider my gay best friend and whether him and they're going to vibe together or think about my dad, who's a staunch political, socially,
aware.
And can he sit across from my dad? And you know what I mean? I feel like they're just like not thinking about some of these things in the pods, which is like very bizarre to me. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to Nate and Crunch.
Shout out to Nate and Crunch, man.
Damn, man.
Stuff out here.
This is so scary.
They got the Republicans masquerading as independent moderates. Like, this is very scary. You got to be super on it with the questions that you ask. Oh, my goodness. The Christmas Killer and Taco Tuesday.
Oh, my God. They don't do shit the whole time. You know what's interesting to me, though, is that Christmas is their hobby. Christmas is not their favorite holiday. Christmas is not their like favorite thing that they look forward to. Christmas is a hobby that both of them have.
It's something they like to do.
Christmas. It's do Christmas. If you do this, please let us know. This has died within me as I've gotten older and as I've had to literally do Christmas. I now do not look forward to Christmas at all.
I know. I literally, I think my mom, I already thought she was a saint, but I really think she's a saint now.
Yeah, me too.
As we get closer and closer, like every Christmas, or she's like, I'm doing one less thing she's doing, and now we're all in the kitchen scrambling, all the five of us trying to keep this together because she's tired. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot.
Oh my God, so much work.
But yeah, Christmas, that's their thing. That's all they're talking about.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Lauren and Dave. So this is post argument in the kitchen. Lauren, this is the next day. She's like super frustrated and sad. Obviously, Dave is not defending her. He's not taking her side. He went out with his friends, left her at home. But of course, she's not the one ready for marriage, but he can't get away from his friends.
But he runs to liquor.
Runs to the bar with his friends. So she was up all night. She texted him. His phone went green, like the text message went green.
I thought she got blocked.
That's what I thought so too. I didn't even know that was a thing. Your phone dies, texts don't go through.
Oh yeah, they turn green. Yeah,
I did not know that. Okay.
And how does your phone die? You're a salesman. You're 32 years old. He got two phones.
He was out till 3-4 a.m. He was out late. That's what that means. So he finally comes home at 2:00 in the afternoon. But the same thing, his phone died, my car was downtown, all these excuses. So you imagine, this is how they're starting a marriage. Like, this is so crazy, girl. Get out now.
I think you can salvage this.
This is so stupid. Yeah, what are we fighting for? This is a joke. So he says he went bar hopping. Apparently Molly was at the bar, but he didn't say hi to her. They avoided each other. Meanwhile, Lauren saw her parents the night before. And she said her parents don't really know the whole drama that's going on with the friends. And then they kind of together try to like workshop how they're going to discuss it with her parents and claim that they're both in it together.
Which is incredibly unfair because he's workshopping with everybody else on her narrative. Terrible.
Yep. So they meet Lauren's mom. Her dad doesn't want to be on camera, so we just meet the mom.
Totally fine.
And he's talking a lot about his sister again, how his sister is she's just a protective older sister. You know, it's coming from a lovable place. And now he's kind of singing this new tune that like his friends, everything's going to be fine. Like it's all fine. And gives this whole speech to the mom about how, you know, we want to be here. We could have bailed on each other, but we're choosing each other every day. And the mom gives her blessing. She seems to think that
she trusts her daughter. Yeah,
right. She trusts Lauren. So Lauren and Dave go bowling. He's still talking about his sister.
Yeah.
And now how disapproving she is. Like
totally different narrative.
Totally different than what he just said to the mom.
Because she's not a real person. She's a scarecrow outside his house that he talks to with a wig on. He's nuts. Who's
nuts.
his sister? And now I have no choice but to make a character out of her because she's not on camera. So Dave, you left me with no choice but to do this to your sister on this here podcast.
So true. This invisible woman. So now the sister's upset. Now she's not doing it.
His last sister is literally the right side of his brain versus the left.
Literally, it's like a horror movie. At the end, we find out it was just him the whole time. Like,
that's what I think.
That is what it's giving, Dave.
Or she's a stuffed animal strapped to a chair. That makes sense when you poke it.
Yeah. Oh my god. We also learned that apparently Dave spoke with Lauren's dad, I guess on the phone or FaceTime or whatever. And he's like, it was so stressful. It's just
like it went well.
Yeah. So much for me to handle. She's like, well, the fact that your family doesn't even want to meet me, that's a lot for me to handle too. Like,
yeah.
So he then goes, well, my family doesn't meet just anyone. And I don't want to waste her time either. I would have walked out right then and there.
Okay,
you
then this
just
is
called
done.
me. Yeah, you just called me a waste of time. So I'm not going to waste my time anymore.
Right.
I don't know. She's still fighting for this. Lauren, ain't nothing here. This is crumbs. This is nothing here. What are we fighting for?
I get it though. She's 30. She's in Minnesota. They probably all told her she's dried up hag. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god! So they move into like this little movie theater to continue the
school auditorium.
What this was? He from the beginning recaps the whole drama with her and this dude, and this guy was in the same frat as some of his friends, so you could tell he's just super embarrassed and prideful.
Yes,
like, this guy fucked his girl.
Yes,
and he cannot get over that.
That's
and he won't.
It.
You know, he can't.
And now that we know the guy. Like involuntarily, we know this man
to us. Yeah,
I'm like, you trust this guy? No,
this guy?
No,
y'all really rallying behind this guy? Whatever craziness he's pitching to all the frat brothers. Isn't he he's not the class clown of the frat?
Right.
That's what he's giving on Instagram.
Right. He didn't lie about hookups before. He gives that he lied about hookups before.
He gives that he lies. Yep.
Oh my god.
So he calls her out saying, you know, well, you said to me I should have ended it, and I don't know why I didn't end it. And she's like, I never said that. So now he's like twisting her words around all the things. And at this point, I'm just like, just break up with her. You could tell he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to be the bad guy.
Right. He doesn't want to say something misogynistic. This is a really interesting relationship that he has with misogyny, I think, actually, Dave, is that he doesn't want to ever appear like he's misogynistic, but follows all the rules. In slut shaming her, in making her feel like she's wrong, in gaslighting her, so many things that he's doing, and then he's insisting that he's not insecure. He never says I'm insecure. He makes all these excuses as to why she is making this a problem when this is very obviously his issue.
Very obviously his issue, and then bringing in the friends and the sisters, like
he
also doesn't want their opinions, which is why here you can see he's like struggling to break up with her because it's coming down to you can't get over your friends and your sister.
Yep,
and he doesn't want to admit essentially that his friends and his sister run his life.
Yeah,
he's too he's too terrified to trust himself because clearly he has a track record of making bad decisions and failing himself over and over. Failed his mom, was on her deathbed, basically talking about his integrity. Yeah. So he doesn't trust himself. So he's going to abide by what his friends and his sister tell him to do.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to own that because that you look like
so pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I just can't trust you. I don't know. And like trying to make her out to be this big liar.
Yeah, this big lying slut. This fugly slut.
This fugly lying slut that's sleeping around Minneapolis. Little mousy fucking Lauren. Like, she's that girl.
Quit her teaching job.
Oh my God.
And it just went on Hinge and found the wrong one.
So he's stuck on not wanting to end it, or no, he's stuck on her not ending it with the guy. She's stuck on there was nothing to end. So they're just like not going anywhere. Also, he's big mad because Lauren's dad sounds like he read his ass to filth on the phone.
Yeah.
The dad came at him sideways, and so now his pride is extra hurt on top of that. And then they start talking about each other's families. He's going in about her dad. She's going in about the sister. And it's like, there's
getting
nothing
ugly
here,
now.
It's getting ugly. Weird.
Yeah.
There's nothing here. So, yeah, she breaks down because, as she puts it, which is so true, she's like, I've been trying so hard to meet your family and your friends because I know once they meet me and hear this from me, none of this is a problem. But the problem is that you've been keeping them at bay.
Right.
You are not letting me meet them. Which he also doesn't deny. He fully didn't deny that at all.
No. Well, his dad's in Palm Beach. Ain't coming back.
Nope. It's also sad because he's claiming up and down he loves her. But if he really loved her, like, that would come across to his friends and his family, I think.
Right. Yes.
There's no fighting energy in him, or like she's like, he's not over there, beautifying who this Lauren person is and forget these rumors. He's down in the gutter with them. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can trust her. And that's what really sucks about it. And that's what she knows too.
Yeah.
And that's why she's questioning the love at this point, because you aren't acting like you love me with them. You're over there talking cash shit with them about me.
Yeah.
So, they break up. She leaves. Immediately in his confessional, he's talking about how he regrets it and his ego and his pride got in the way, and flat out said her seeing another guy before him, he just couldn't get over it.
He couldn't deal with it. Yeah.
I'm glad he owned it and said it at that moment.
At least to no one.
To nobody, but at least, because it's like, we see what's happening here. You gonna pretend up and down that it's something else, but that's what it is. It's your fucking ego. So I'll give him that he at least said it. And then we learned in her confessional that she wrote a letter to his sister.
Girl, she doesn't exist.
She don't exist. He didn't give the letter to the sister because the sister isn't real.
Is him. Girl, he read it. He is the sister. God. Girl.
Isn't that crazy?
It is so wild to watch.
That's going to be the gag at the reunion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's going to be the gag.
Here comes my sister. He's going to be like silking up my ganache with the half and half. And then
half and half. Gonna turn to the left. Turn. He's got a half wig on and it's the sister. Oh my God.
Girl.
Oh, reveal yourself, Dave sister, because we don't believe it.
Please.
Now, time for the pods meetup. Everybody from the pods meets. Lauren and Dave show up separately. Molly's there. Britt's there. So Molly and Lauren have a little chat. And Molly shares some tea. She said that there was a girl all over him at the bar, apparently.
Yeah, which doesn't shock me.
Not shocking at all.
Yeah.
Lauren gives her the full tea, and they broke up and the whole drama. And Molly made a good point, which is the whole point. Was Dave celibate up until the experiment?
Okay,
because he's crucifying you for having some sex. We know for damn sure he was probably having sex as well. But it's the fact that it was with a guy that he knew he could not get past.
I think a guy in general that's like too soon for it was too close to the margin. I think he didn't like that week, that day, the week before. I think he really didn't like that. And that was too much for him.
I think he could have got over that though.
You think if it was somebody she didn't know?
If it was somebody else. Okay. The fact that it was a guy so close to home that his sister now know, like everybody knows, he's embarrassed. Yeah, he can't get past that. Oh my God. So they talk shit about Dave. I loved it.
Yeah, it's great.
Dave, meanwhile, is moping with the guys. He doesn't want to own that he broke up with her. He doesn't take the accountability of being the bad guy.
Yeah, that was interesting to see.
We see Molly and Dave then have a conversation. And she reminds him, she's like, in the pods, you told me you have a tendency to push people away. And it sounds like that's exactly what you just did with Lauren.
Yep.
And he's like, no, that's not what happened. That's not it. And basically uses that time with Molly to like defend his friends to the death. Still going on and on about the sister. Said something he just keeps digging himself into this hole of embarrassment. That his sister gave him permission. He literally used the word permission. His sister gave him permission to go on the show and told him that he can do the pods, but she wasn't okay with him getting engaged.
What?
So you're openly admitting that you went into this experiment not even taking the process seriously.
No, and your sister controls everything.
Everything. She signed his permission slip for the field trip into the pods.
Why wasn't she there? She should have been there if it's all this.
If it's all it is.
She should have been in the pods right with you, bro.
Fucking chaperone, that bitch.
Yes. Yeah.
So crazy. Just the things he's admitting out loud is like, Dave, you need to like just zip it, yo. Like, you looking crazy. You a grown man talking about how your sister's controlling your whole life. She gave you permission.
Permission. Ew.
At this grown age, how's anybody giving you permission to do anything?
Even if it is to go on a TV show and get engaged and get married.
Oh my God. Even if it's that. It's your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He don't know how he looking and sounding. Stop talking. So Molly defends Lauren to the death. She's like, she's one of the most genuine people I've ever met. How dare you not introduce her to your family? He's like, it's not that easy. And she's like, it is though.
It is. Absolutely is. Yeah.
It is. Call your sister on FaceTime, hand her the phone. Yeah. Boom. It's that easy. So Lauren and Dave have a little chat. I could not do this. I have nothing left to say to him.
I know, but think about like the environment, right? You just broke up with him yesterday. You have all your friends. We're getting married. She doesn't know two of them are Trump supporters. Okay, she doesn't know. And so she's like thinking that she was supposed to be part of this process. Now she's not. She's left out. You know, thinking about it, I was like, okay, I kind of get it.
The fact that he didn't introduce me to his mother or his sister, his family, his friends, and has made me out to be this Jezebel hoe of Minneapolis, not worthy enough of sitting down with his sister. You got me fucked up. You literally have me fucked up. Like, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
So I couldn't face him. I'd be so hurt, you know?
Yeah.
Because she's like defending her character over and over and over and over. Like, it's horrible. So here he is now admitting his fault, admitting his ego got in the way, saying he's sorry, like doing all the things, begging and pleading. It's real. The love that we have is real, and blah, blah, blah. And she says she doesn't know if she can trust it, which I also, he's claiming to love you, but how do you treat someone you love like this?
Yeah.
But they're also kind of giving each other like oogly eyes. Like, I don't
they're really drunk. He was slurring the words. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're together today.
Together?
I wouldn't be surprised if they got back together. Because he's saying all the things. Lauren strikes me as the type, as you said, it's Minneapolis. She's 30, whatever. She's like over this shit. Like, she just wanted to hear certain things, you know? And here he was at the final hour saying all the things.
Yeah.
What she's last waiting for is to meet the family. And if he finally came through with that, if she give him an opportunity to do that and he followed through with it,
yeah,
she back with her man.
Ew.
I could never.
Oh my God, Lauren, no, please don't. Please don't.
Mm-mm. Now, Devin and Britt have a little chat. And she was fucking engaged or broken up by now.
Broken up, maybe.
That's crazy. That context of it too. So she calls him out for being immature with his reaction to her sexuality and not being as supportive as she thought. Which now, even looking back at that, makes so much more sense. Learning how conservative and religious he is and his family is.
Yeah.
Doesn't excuse it, but it's like, okay, now I understand why he was saying all this bullshit.
Yep.
So, he talks about how things are going well with Virginia. It's so easy and so comfortable, and kind of glosses over the fact that they have some differences. Just leaves it at that. Now, Madison's here with her pink hair.
Yeah, she changed it up.
Mason and Meg show up as well. They're together.
I'm
happy for them.
I love that.
I love that for them. They had I thought it was cute too. They showed like video from their meeting. And she wore her reveal dress and they had the whole thing. That was cute. Now, Alex is also there. And Madison's talking to Lauren, giving her all the tea on Alex because obviously they've met. She said they left the show. He reached out to her immediately and was like, let's meet at the airport. At the airport, he pulled the whole, can I get a hug?
Disgusting. And now with his context too, even more disgusting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
God. Y'all gotta listen to the pre-show because we went over all the Alex predatory craziness that's piping around on Reddit and all over the place. So he was going on and on about how beautiful she is and begging her to stay with him in LA. Then he was talking some shit about how Meg reached out to him and Meg told him that he was her number one. And then was talking all this shit about Mason off camera, which was not how he was talking about Mason on camera.
Or there. They dapped it up like it was all good. Yeah.
So Alex ain't shit. He's crazy.
No, he's crazy. Yeah.
He's crazy. Yeah. Now we see Sara and Judas go to church. She's
with
very
Abe.
With who?
The brown friend.
The brown friend. And she is not looking into it. She looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She's there.
Boring.
Look boring. Yeah. But she claims in her interview, like, I'll keep trying. I'm going to keep, giving it a go.
She is. She's going to keep trying.
She is. We see them go wedding dress shopping, tuck shopping. So boring. I love Sarah's dress. I'll say that. I did love her dress.
Sarah's was nice. Yeah, and it fit her really good.
Might have been my favorite one. And we see Joey during his groom's tux thing. This is the first time I'm hearing him say this. He's like, he's taking things day by day. He's going to make his decision on the day. I was like, oh, so you're not all the way in. It seems like he's like still weighing things out.
Yeah. I wonder why.
We're not seeing it. We're not seeing anything really from Monica and Joey. So episode 12, we go into their final dates. Also their bachelorette. Also very boring. Nothing happens there.
So boring. Oh my God. Whack.
I'm not dressing up as no old lady for my bachelorette.
Not for bachelorette, no. I think this is a really fun theme party to throw on TikTok.
Yes, to go out, have fun, make some videos, but not for my bachelorette, no. So anyways, everybody has their final dates. Now, Devin and Virginia, the prenup comes back up. She brings the prenup. She got it drawn up. It's pretty straightforward. They both leave with what they came with. He is acting like he's like, okay, I'm gonna have my lawyers look over it, and like, what do we say if people ask us about why we're doing it? Because his parents are definitely still in his ear.
Fucking like, get a backbone, bro. What are you talking about?
Do your own research as to understanding why we're doing this. Like, you're not gonna have me out to feel like I'm making you do something you don't want to do.
Right.
Figure it out.
Tricking you into something, or I really want to get divorced, or I'm really not in this. I'm not ready for marriage. Whatever the fuck. Like, come on.
Oh, Lord. We see them later have a nice little dinner. And then back at their apartment, I think the next day, they're really trying to like stir up some drama. They're trying to make things.
I know. It's not working.
He walks in with the prenup all dramatically and he signs it and it's fine.
Yep.
Taco Tuesday and Christmas Killer.
Oh my God, they could do an ice rink.
Ice skating. Nothing going on with them.
Nothing.
Monica and Joey. Also, they're trying to stir something. With these two.
Mm-hmm.
She says that she's not in her confessional. She's not hearing him say that he's all the way in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's making her kind of hold back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We see them have a little conversation about love languages. She's very into physical touch and kind of noticed that he's not as physical with her as the other guys are with their girls.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, everything seems fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah. What?
Now, Sara and Judas. So they go glamping, or is this little, glamping.
Yeah, cute. Mm-hmm.
And she shares with him that she listened to a church service specifically on sexual identity.
Mm-hmm. I guess from the church.
From the same church.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, they said in the service, we're open. We love LGBTQ. But they maintain that they have traditional views.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's like, yeah, well, I've been trying to research and figure out what their views are. But it's hard to find. You can't really Google this thing.
Here he go. Now he still doesn't know. All these things they just don't know. It's just too hard for him to just research. He just doesn't know where to go, what to do. So he stopped at google.com.
Mm-hmm. But her question was, she was like, how do you not know their stance? You've been going to this church for years. What
Every
do you mean
week
you don't
for years.
know?
Yeah. He's the head of ministry.
Of course. He's leading something. Men's something. We already know.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, well, they've mentioned it, they've mentioned this kind of stuff in their past sermons, but I don't really remember. I don't really remember what they were, what the stance is. So now you don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
So she brings up how in the sermon, they spoke specifically about trans people and this hypothetical if you have a trans child.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some message that they gave around love doesn't equal affirmation. Basically saying being loving to your child isn't affirming to your trans son that he's trans.
That their identity, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which obviously that's some bullshit. And obviously that's such obvious bullshit. And obviously it's not sitting well with her that they preached that. That was in a message, right? Also, side note, these types of Christians, the Judas, his church, whatever, these people are obsessed with gay people.
Oh my God. They think that they're the people who think there's a gay agenda.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As if the straight agenda isn't omnipresent.
Yes.
Okay? As if you can't buy a 6-month-old baby t-shirt that says somebody's girlfriend, heartbreaker, call my mom, and all this stuff. My daddy's gonna shoot you, or whatever the fuck these shirts say. As if the straight agenda isn't clear as day. There is no gay agenda.
They're obsessed.
What do you mean? Trans people make up 1% of the population.
God, girl, you watched that it was some confirmation hearing or some shit where they're talking about trans athletes.
Yes. Athletes, yeah.
And to his knowledge, he's like, yeah, there's 5. So we're doing all of this for 5 people.
So that 5 people go to the bathroom.
So 5 people go to the right bathroom in your head. I could not. They are obsessed. They think more about gay people and trans people than you and I will ever.
Ever. Oh my God.
You have a whole sermon about them.
About it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Raising a trans child and then the dangers behind affirming their identity. There are no dangers around affirming a trans child.
Right.
There are none.
A 1 hour and a half church sermon about this. Y'all are obsessed.
Oh my God. Isn't it fascinating though? What do they think's going to happen?
But as you said, they think there's an agenda. They're out to get us all and turn all the kids gay. They really think of it in that way.
But what happens if all the kids are gay?
The end times. That's how they think of it. It's so comical. These people are crazy, girl.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, Drag Race just getting better and better.
These young queens are turning it out.
Turning out these looks. I mean, acceptance is only getting better for all of us. I don't really understand Like the Trevor Project should not even exist. That's like the goal of the Trevor Project to never exist.
It's so sad.
We have way less people out abusing other people. We got way less diseases going around. It's less dangerous, right? No, okay,
no,
maybe.
No,
all right.
No. It's a Sodom and Gomorrah, girl. That's what you're saying. That's what they preach. I went to one of these churches. So Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah. Fire and brimstone is coming to get us because we are heathens out here. And you talk about the gays. Let's talk about the gays. They are obsessed. So Sarah's seeing through the lines now, seemingly. Mm-hmm. You know, this whole, I don't know what they think. She's like, well, I watched the sermon today and here's what they think.
Yeah, I know what they think.
And
you were there. You go every week.
So he claims he doesn't agree with that message and says, they talk about that stuff a ton because they want everyone to feel, or they don't talk about that stuff, quote unquote, a ton because they just want everyone to feel comfortable. So, they focus on other things.
Because they want that money because they know gay people have expendable income. Yep.
So she just flat out says, she's like, I can't align. I don't think I can be invested in this church. Like, I have no problem going for a holiday or going with your family, but like, this is not somewhere I'm going to be like going every weekend with you. And she flat out asks, knowing that this is their stance, are you open to exploring other churches? Again, he claims he's open.
We got a lie number 3. We got a lie. Oh, no. Sorry, we're up to 4. We're up to 4, Jared. 4 lies. This sequence of episodes.
So he also says something also very cryptic, like he's like, yeah, I'll be open to go to another church, but who's to say I'm right or others are wrong? Like none of us know.
Yeah, well, nobody knows.
There is a right and a wrong.
There is. There is. Yeah.
There really, really is. And Sarah, you're not picking up that he serves a different God than you. Let's be clear on that. Your God that you serve loves your sister, created your sister, doesn't give a fuck about who she's sleeping with. The God that he serves cares a lot. So, you're on different sides of this. There's a right and a wrong, and he's over in the wrong side. I know you believe in your head, or in the back of your head, that the God that he serves is too obsessed with this shit.
Yes, diligently. He serves diligently every week. This is the same God who put these excuses in his head. Who's to say who's right and who's wrong? Oh, I don't know. I just Googled it and I couldn't find it. Oh, da da da.
Girl,
I could never deal with this.
I could never. Why are we even talking about this? I don't want to talk about this.
Oh my God.
This back and forth, this volleying back and forth to try to get clarity on where you stay. I don't want to be dealing with this.
I literally, my lifestyle does not allow me to deal with this.
This. You can't be in my life with my people and you behave like this. You think like this.
I really wanted Sarah to ask him questions that have consequences, like the question that is my favorite one that I ask as an ally to people like this is does your love for your child have conditions?
Yep, that's it.
Is your love for your child conditional? Because it seems like it is.
Seems like it. Seems
and
like
they
that's what
get, no. My love for my child will be unconditional. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like you have some conditions on the love for your child. Can you explain to me why that is? Always come up short.
Yeah, that's it. That is the ultimate question.
Every time.
Yeah. Wow. So she goes on and on about wanting to take him to Pride.
Girl, don't bring his straight weird ass to Pride and his weird fucking business cards. I barely want to be at the damn Pride, girl. I feel like I don't belong.
Right? He's for damn sure should not be there.
This guy. Oh, please.
Oh my God. Yeah, and how beautiful diversity is, and he just regurgitates back exactly what she says. Yeah, I do want to go to Pride, and diversity is beautiful. Like literally just repeats back what she said.
What she says. Yeah.
And then says some bullshit about, how, we focus so much on these topics. It like really minimizes the great things that we do have between us.
Oh, he's such
and
a
that's so manipulative, and he knows that's what gets Sara.
Yes.
Sara, that was her whole message to her sister. We're so aligned. We have so much in common. Like, we do see the world the same. And And he's like, we need to focus on that. Remember that part.
Yeah.
Stick on that. Because he knows if she focuses too much on this, she's going to put the dots together.
Yeah. Yeah. And how thin the line is, right? Between we align on we like hiking and glamping, and I think gay people should die. There's a thin line between them. Sadly.
Oh, man. So, time for the wedding. Sara and Judas are up first. And going into it, she's all happy. She can't picture her life without him. She's feeling good. She's getting ready with her sister and her mom. She tells her mom that she went to church with Judas and that it was a little bit more traditional than she liked. But, you know, he's open to finding another church. So, you know, we'll see. And Jess is really pushing this perfect love on her mom. It's just the purest love, Mom. It's so pure. You know, there's no questioning how I feel. Meanwhile, the sister's like, well, you have questioned something. I love that the sister and the sister's partner, they're here to keep her honest. Because they already see the web of lies that he's weaving in her fucking head. You have questioned some things. And she again says, well, it's not like we have opposing views or like aren't aligned. She has to keep saying this out loud to convince herself that it's true.
Yeah, to convince herself that they're not opposing, I suppose. When she knows that they actually go nowhere. His views land nowhere. From what we've seen on camera. Oh, man.
So meanwhile, the sister and her partner are whispering in the corner.
Oh my God, like, fuck. We got a Republican in the family.
In the family. What are we going to do? And they both think she's going to say yes because she's trying to please everybody. And she thinks that's what everybody wants. Mainly him.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to be single. Yeah.
And so I was really hoping that they would pull, like, Cynthia's sister from Atlanta.
Yes, and hide something legal.
Hide something. Hide the rings. Hide the wedding certificate. I really hope they were about to, like, put 2 and 2 together and do something.
And, stall somehow.
Oh my God. Friend, I have a would you rather.
Oh! Okay.
Would you rather stand by and watch your sibling marry someone you feel and can see that they also feel is a huge mistake? Or meddle and try to save them?
I would absolutely meddle. Girl, you know me. I would have been meddling. What? Secretly on the side, all of this. I would have never done it a one-time action. I would have been meddling from day one.
From jump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trying to poison from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I would want to meddle too. If it was just me in my head not liking him or whatever, I'd be like, all right, this is her decision.
That's different, yeah.
But the fact that her sister can feel and see that she too knows something is off.
Yes, that's so different.
It's so different. I would have to try to get in her head somehow and get her to see the light and like, remember who we are. Look at me. Yeah. Come on, let's really... You know, and try to get in there. If I could get her, if we both had a shared agenda, hers was just so suppressed because she's so scared.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Then absolutely, I'm trying. I'm trying to save my siblings. This is crazy.
Yes.
That's so sad. Watching her sister and the sister's partner, they're just like sitting there drinking their wine like, fuck. Fuck.
We thought we got to her.
We thought, but here she is. Yeah. So the dad is there. He gives a nice little, tearful speech. The sister gives one final plea. Just do what you want. Do what's best for you. Listen to your gut. Like, trying so hard. And finally, in her final confessional, we see a little crack.
A glimmer. Yeah.
A glimmer. She says her heart says yes, but her brain says, I don't know.
What a perfect excuse to say no.
Yeah. They both need to say yes, girl.
Yes.
They both should be saying yes.
Yep. Tiffany said yes. Both of her. Both sides of Tiffany said yes. Both sides of Taylor and Garrett. Both sides said yes. Yep.
So they go in for the wedding. Her dad's, giving his final, marriage is a negotiation. It's you got to fight. Everything is about what we want to do, what we got to do. which is so true. And I feel like she also needed to hear because she's obviously compromising
so much
part of herself.
Yeah.
And it's kind of being masked because Judas is like, we're a team. Like, it's trying to be masked as like they're doing this together. Yeah. But really, you're compromising yourself to like feed into his agenda. That's really absolutely your agency is like dwindling by the day.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was I don't think her dad knew, but I think that was another something she needed to hear, hopefully.
Yeah. And her relationship with her sister is going to slowly but surely leave.
It's going to change.
And change.
Yeah. So at the altar, they say each other's vows. You know, she looks very nervous. He looks super confident. After his vows, he like whispered to her, like, "Oh, I almost kissed you," and she said to him, "Oh, we're gonna."
Oh, jeez.
And then it's time for "Are you gonna marry?" She's supposed to go first, and they cut the episode. So we can see. What do you think she's gonna do? What's Sarah about to do?
I would love it if Sarah said, "I don't know," because I think that's true.
I think that is true. Yeah.
I would love that answer. I obviously expect her to say, no, Black Lives Matter, gay rights matter, you dumb, ignorant bitch. But then she's not going to say that. Oh my
God, I know. I want her to have a deep D moment. A deep D and fucking...
So bad!
Zenab moment. And just shock the hell out of all of us and just like rip open her dress and it's like a Black Lives Matter shirt. I so badly want that, but I don't think that's happening.
So bad. Oh my God. Zenab did that was one of the best reads I've ever seen. Zenab read Cole like
down.
That.
Yes.
Oh my God. I wish she was able to do this, but I don't think she has the strength. She represents this 54% that we keep talking about that I am so glad we got a view into this season.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen this woman. I've never seen this woman date.
Yeah.
I've never seen how this woman gets swindled into being a conservative wife, and I'm really happy I got to see it.
Yeah,
you know,
ugh, it's angering. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it again.
It's absolutely traumatizing, but we have to know what happened here. What about you? What do you think she's gonna do?
I think she's gonna say yes. I really don't want that, but I don't know if it's enough at the end, or her dad and her sister, and I think she has it so in her head that like
with everyone she loves so dearly,
dropping these little gems for her. Like I think she's so deep in her head, and she left the pods with this man, right? She left knowing he didn't know anything about George Floyd or whatever the fuck he said. So I think she's still on the train that we can figure it out. And this is in her head. This is partnership. This is marriage. This is teamwork. Like, we can do this together. We can figure this out. And he's open enough, right? Yeah. He's open enough. So she's like, we can do this.
Wow.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about the internal gaslighting of this is partnership. This is what love means.
Yeah. That's Sarah. What do you think for everybody else? Virginia,
girl, you better say no. Girl, the fuck? This nigga wild. He's wild. When they zoomed in on the Mamba mentality tattoo this man has.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they zoomed in. A Mamba mentality, right? The Kobe Bryant.
Black Mamba. Okay.
And I was like, that guy was a girl dad. 4 of them. Okay? Yeah. He was about to buy a WNBA team. And you over here talking about voting with your faith? I can't. You don't mean any words you say.
You don't believe anything you say. You are talking out your ass, sir.
And he's going to bring you down, girl. He's going to bring you all the way down. You on a track up here. I don't care. You're 33. I don't care. Meet somebody who's 36.
I know.
He's 28. He's a child. Put him down.
I know. It's just tough when they're in these small towns. They really think this is
all it is.
This is it. And then Monica and Taylor, I think it's going to be a yes for both of them.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, which will be lovely for Vanessa and Nick.
Yes. What did we learn, Justine? What did we learn?
God, we learned that men walk around as moderates in clown masks, in drag.
I really learned that today.
Masquerading as Republicans.
God damn.
Yeah. Awful. Absolutely.
Stay vigilant out there, y'all. Stay woke. God damn. My question, can you overlook political differences in a relationship? So my first inclination is to say that if you're white, you probably can. If you're a white woman married to a Trump supporter, it's probably very feasible for you to compartmentalize. You can exist in two spaces, right? You can be viscerally upset, right? That you, your husband, your partner, boyfriend supports a rapist who is actively taking away your rights and the right for women to govern their own body. But you're still, even if it's subconscious, you're still covered by the protection of whiteness. So Trump's attacks on everybody else just don't impact you in the same way. And you're able to shrug it off for the sanctity of your relationship and your marriage, and just kind of like, all right, I gotta ride it out with him. This is my husband.
Yeah. And don't you think too, it's the protection of partnership? You think you won't need an abortion because you think abortions are for single women?
It could be some of that too. Yeah.
You know, when abortions are for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the case of like Virginia and Devin, as a black woman facing a black male Trump supporter,
they're again the same race. Yeah.
The self-hatred and the obsession with a form of masculinity and a worship of money and thinking that this man and this capitalist system is somehow going to save you is a level of delusion that I just could not.
No, I'm questioning now. Everything you've said has a lens on it now, right? You want me to be the cheerleader on the side. She already said she wants to be like pregnant with one and one on her hip, right? So she already said that she already like fits whatever conservative view that he thinks a wife should be, right? The cheerleader, even the gifts he got her. I was like, what kind of whack shit is this?
Oh my God. The basketball jersey. He's like, we can wear it at the reception. No, we not.
No.
Get out of here.
Like all of that now is shifted. Into a conservative lens, and now I'm looking at you sideways.
Absolutely. And I think too, like politics, which is what I think why it would be hard for me as a black woman. In Virginia, I don't know her, so I don't know, but for I think a lot of black women, I don't know if I'm speaking for all of us, but we know that politics is more than just political issues. Like it's about values. It reveals what a person values, what they prioritize. It reveals so much about how you view humanity, how you view my humanity, those of my friends and family, how you believe others who don't look like you should be treated. It reveals what rights you believe are owed to us and owed to different people. Yeah. A vote for Trump is a revelation of a lot. It tells me a lot, actually.
Yeah.
About what you prioritize and being aligned on values and prioritizations on a human level. Is very core.
Yes.
Like that's very core and fundamental.
Right.
And I'm not sure how folks overlook political differences.
I don't know.
If not to compartmentalize and view it as just politics. And we have a difference of opinions. And that's how they view it. Rather than it being a revelation as to who this person is at their core.
Right.
And that I think that's what a lot of black women see. Why it's a struggle for us, and we just say we don't vote. We can't date anybody over there because we can't. That compartmentalization is just I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do that.
No, that's why the phrase fiscally Republican, socially liberal gets you so angry.
Yes,
because it's the phrase version of exactly what you just said.
Yes, you're compartmentalizing two things that are so interwoven and tied. Like it just doesn't make sense. So best wishes, Virginia. I don't know.
No, Virginia, how are you going to do this with this man?
I would love to understand how she is.
Me too.
I can't access that brain. Like I don't know how that's done. I can kind of hypothesize how the white girls do it, but a black girl, I'm really curious how she's doing it.
And think about the year that they were in. Think about when they were there. Biden was president. Nobody talked about anything. Like it was pretty much fine. We're trying to get Roe v. Wade back, but like we're trying everything we can, right? We're getting ready for this upcoming election. We know who's on the red ticket, pretty much. But we don't know who's on the blue ticket because this nigga over here is losing it.
I can't.
Right? Right? We haven't gotten to the 3 months that Kamala was running. We haven't gotten to all of this debates, the cats and the dogs. We haven't gotten to all of this being embedded into our culture every day. So she's probably thinking about the now. She's not thinking about in 6 months.
But
I wonder how that 6 months went.
Even in the now, though, we knew Trump was about to run.
We knew Trump was about to run, but we didn't know about Kamala running for. If you are a black man not voting for Kamala, I'm looking at you crazy.
If you're a black man not voting for whatever the fuck is voting against Trump,
I know.
It didn't matter if it was Biden, Kamala, whatever. Like, he could have been running. I always said he could be running against a chair. That chair got my vote.
Me too. Yes.
But
when you think about people who say they don't know, people who say they're not sure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you get a perfect candidate. Kamala Harris was a perfect presidential candidate. How do you explain to me that you did not vote for her? And why not? She's, I would love to know. Because if he's sticking with that identity, how did he get out of it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, friend.
Yeah,
I don't know either.
I can't wait for Virginia to make the rounds, or just for us to figure out which way she went. And if she decides to go through it, how she's explaining this to herself, how she's doing it. I'm really, really curious into that thought process. Comment down below if you're in this scenario, if you're in this situation.
If you need some help, if you need some book recommendations.
And this has come up before in
It has.
Love is Blind, Bachelor, I don't really know.
Bachelor, way back in the day.
Yeah, so people have shared their perspective. I'm really curious now with what's happening, and particularly the perspectives of women of color specifically. If you find yourself with a black man, I would definitely love to hear that experience. Or
yes, me too.
Any man who voted for the fucking satanic Cheeto up there. How you doing it?
Yeah. Do you plan on staying married?
Yeah.
Do you just
How are you getting through the days?
Advice?
How are you going to bed at night? How are you doing this? Let us know in the comments. Rate, review, subscribe, guys. That was a lot.
That was a long one. Sorry.
That was a long one. This was a lot. We really try not to touch on the political stuff because it does this to our energy.
Exactly. I'm so tired now.
I'm tired. It stirs up shit in the comments and the reviews.
Yeah.
And all that. We're trying to focus on the joy over here. But
having so much fun.
This is the season of Love is Blind, and these are the conversations. So what are we gonna do?
But yeah. This is the season of dating, I think now. In America.
Yes, this is what's happening. With Blake, when Blake was here, she was like, I need to know, did he vote? Did he this? Did he that? Like, So sound off in the comments. Would love to see what the conversation is going to be this week on Patreon. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.